Hello, it's Simone. It's a Sunday chat, shop your stash, use it up recap mainly. But before I dive in, I wanted to show you a comparison of the Tomoe River paper, the MD paper, as well as the Rhodia paper, which is actually Clairefontaine. The um, Both of the papers, the Tomoe River as well as the MD paper, take watercolor really well. Um, the watercolor sits more on top of the Tomoe River paper, and I really love how these colors bleed into each other. That is not as prevalent in the MD paper, but the MD paper is much thicker than the Tomoe River paper, which makes it, if you have thicker embellishments, that would be a point that you could maybe like even better. Pens do glide more easily over the Tomoe River paper, but the vibrancy of the colors is there on both papers. And here is the Clairefontaine paper. It is, I was more in love when I was still in school, to be honest. I kind of glorified it. I was like, well, maybe I'm going back to this, but I definitely won't. This paper, the structure started to it didn't take the watercolor very well. That's what I'm trying to say. And the inks feathered. Um, None of the inks feathered on the Tomoe River paper and the MD paper, but they feathered on this paper. So this one is definitely out. And then I started or tried to show you that I have thought about what I was going to do with my spending behavior, how I would be approaching that whole situation in 2021. And I think I have found quite some or made some insights that I'm going to share with you in just a second. I have taken out my Hobonichi cousin out of the Hobonichi cover because it was just so humongous, and I like it better, a bit slimmer, and this taking it out of the cover has been saving it for me for the last um 10 days or so of December, that I can actually use it without feeling absolutely disgusted is not the right word, but kind of, yeah. So that was all the stickers and embellishments that were in the cover, and so I'm taking those out and um yeah, just sorting them into piles so that I can figure out what I'm actually going to do with them. I printed this free printable from Job's journal, and I think I use it to document the advent calendar that I shared with my friend Mar. And so I probably won't even use any of those dates after the 25th, which was 5 days ago. No, 3 days ago. So I don't think I'm going to use them any longer. But I decided to put them back in the book because that is what I'm going to use on a daily basis. And then, so in December, I received lots and lots of happy mail. Um, and happy mail meaning mail from people that send it to me voluntarily compared to people who send it to me because I pay money for a product. And my pouch was so extremely bulky that I didn't really enjoy using it anymore. And that's why I started to sort through this whole thing um, a lot earlier than I would usually do. I decided to take out everything that is holiday specific to put it into my file folder. And then, even though I'm going through this and putting this all into the box that you see on the right side, you a bit later in this video, you will see me go through that whole box and sort all the small things out into a smaller box because I feel like they are getting lost in between the bigger embellishment papers or layering pages. Ooh. Lots of it is collected stuff from papers that I magazine and all that. And here's another thing that I received from Mar in the Advent. I'm trying to see because this is, I think it's PVC tape. I'm not really up to date on the newest trends, to be honest. Um, so I don't really know what that tape is. It's not washi tape. It looks like washi tape, but when it has a backing and it is not made from paper. So it's really hard to roll it up. So I decided to cut it where natural gaps in the houses are, so that even if I'm going to piece it together later on, I can, but I can put it into that box and use it. And so, so let's talk about shop your stash. That is what I'm going to call this series in the future, because this is one of the biggest takeaways from the Use It Up challenge that I have done in the past 6 months, is that it actually feels like shopping my own stash. I rediscover things that I have in my stash and don't remember. I by limiting the supplies in and putting it into a pouch instead of going into this huge box of stuff, I am stretching my creativity, um, and I am using things up right away. That's exactly what I tried to do while I was sorting through this stuff. I decided, oh, this is a cool sticker that I could put onto my cousin cover. So I'm going to do it right now. Um, that is one of the biggest takeaways, that I have a huge store in my house that I can use and go there on a daily basis and find new things that excite me. Um, so again, I'm sorting out all the Christmas stuff so that I can put it into my file folder, um, so that I can bring it out in 2021 and um, rediscover it. All the things that you see on the upper right hand corner are things that I might want to use right now, or that I need to think about again if I want to put them back, or if I'm going to use something from those things. So in 2021, what is shopping my stash going to look like? I think one of the things that I would like to do more of, and that I haven't done even in the past 6 months, because I didn't really purchase that many things, but with the Patreon stuff, that I would like to use the things right away. See here, this is a leftover Cocoa Daisy Weeks kit that I wanted to use in the beginning of 2020 in my Stalogy A6. I did not. I tried to stretch it out, I tried to save it for a better day, and now I don't really use these stickers anymore for planning, and now I don't really know what to do with them. I spent lots of money on that stuff, and yeah, I could use them in the weekly spreads. I will definitely try in this weekly supplement, but right now, at this point in time that I'm filming the video, I don't really use any stickers for planning. Occasionally, when I find them. And so, besides putting seasonal things into the slots for the month, I had also distributed all the purchased sticker kits and stuff. I'm showing you those here that were in the January slot. And to be really honest, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. So, yes, when I buy something, I make sure to start using it right in the month that I receive it. So let's talk about budget because it fits right here. I also pulled out this stamp set that was in the January slot. It is a goal, new year, new life, new kind of thing. And so I decided that all the stuff that I'm going to give to my friend, um, I'm also going to stamp out this stamp set and cut the stuff apart so that she can use some of those stamped images as well. And I recently just thought of that and I wanted to pass it along to you in one of my videos. This ink pad um, was the very first ink pad that I purchased in November or even September of 2014, and it is still going strong. So it is water resistant. So when it's dry, it does not. You could color the images in. If you wanted to color, you could go over this with water. Nothing would happen. It stamps out the even thin lines very, very precisely. This is a 100% buy recommendation if you haven't found the ink pad for you that works with all of your stamps, and if you do not have an ink pad, this one will make you happy. This is my most used stamp ink pad of all the ink pads that I own. So I have subscribed, and it is going to be one of my birthday presents for when I turn 44 in February, to the Hope kit from Brandy Kincaid. And I can't really tell you what is going to be in that happy mail that she will send out each month, but I know that I am going to love it. It will contain items that I can use for journaling. And I purchased this sticker book thingy kit at Michael's. I love the stickers, but I am not going to use them. So I cut out everything that I like that I think I might be able to use, and put all the rest onto my giveaway pile. And here we go with how I'm going to do the shop your stash stuff. I will be looking through the seasonal things and new stuff and will distribute it onto the weekly pages for my Hobonichi weeks, as kind of a basis for the embellishment clusters or the stickers that I'm going to use. So in this file folder, there will only be seasonal items and not any new stuff, any kits or anything, because I have found that it is not going to work. And then, but I have already put stuff in there for the next, I think, up until June. So what I'm going to do is I will just put them into my rotation, my shop your stash rotation, and try to use as much as I can. And at the end of the month, I will consider what exactly I'm going to do with the stuff. And I really love it. Just recently, I started, when I subscribed to Sissy's Art Cafe, I found that I really like printing printables onto paper and just cutting them out and sticking them in. And so when I like a theme from Coco Daisy, they do have free printables every month as well. I will definitely go and print those out as well. And so there will be an influx of items without even, well, I do subscribe or support her on Patreon, but I don't have to go and buy something all the time to get new and exciting stuff. And that's why I'm calling this Shop Your Stash. I have found that by looking through things and, yeah, sorting the papers one more time, looking at all the stickers, I feel very, very inspired to create. And I see these and I want to use stuff. So that's kind of how this budget thing is going. I would much rather spend an afternoon looking through my stickers and thinking about ways I can use something um, that is a magazine cutout, or stamp some of my stamps on different textured papers to make it more interesting, and get this exciting feeling that I get when I receive Happy Mail from what I have at home already, and then um, make less purchases and spend less money. Um, but still, I want to be able to support artists. So I chose Brandy and I chose Sissy. And since I'm not a billionaire or a millionaire, I cannot support all the artists in the world. Um, so so there will be definitely no spend months. And my first idea was to switch off and on months, because I have found that when I do have no spend months, then I can look at enticing products on Instagram without feeling the need to purchase something. When I know that this month is a spending month, um, suddenly I need all the things. So I don't want to I want to have no spend months so that I do not have to buy all the things and I can enjoy my inspiration sources more. And when I am able to purchase, I want to know in advance how much I have for my budget, and also um, where I would like to spend the money. So I probably will use two of the on months to spend on a spring and a summer ink palette for my fountain pens, because that is something that I really enjoy at the moment. So why not buy things that I don't have a gazillion of? Um, Ink samples aren't really that expensive, and so I did not spend more than $20 on each of those ink palettes that I purchased. So I think the last time I spent maybe 20 the first time, and the second time I spent 17. That is something that I can totally do on two of those on months. And then I really I found a really cool knitting pattern that uses mini skeins. And so I decided that maybe I could save up some of my budget for a yarn advent calendar. And those are super expensive. So, like knowing that this is something that I would purchase in 2021 will maybe help me to stop those little teeny purchases that when you have lots of those, they will add up as well. Um, so something like that. And also, I really do enjoy purchasing all the things during the Hobonichi release. And mm, I've been tinkering with the thought that, well, if I have enough in my budget, I could totally get the second cover, or maybe get 2 weeks and decide on one of them and then sell the other one once I really know which one I would like to keep. How are you? Have you thought about doing something like a, let's say, global budget where you plan out your purchases a long time in advance? Has that worked for you? Did it not? Um, and also, how are you going to make your stash more exciting for yourself? I really have to say that sitting here that afternoon was so much fun. And it was very similar to going through a stationery shop and finding things that excite me. And that's what we all want, excitement, right? So I hope you will share your ideas and your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to chat with you about all of all of the things that I mentioned, and I hope you stay safe out there until I see you again. Bye.